Okay, so this is a video for my own reference, but anyone who wants to listen, chime in, give us a bit of advice, whatever you like, please feel free. The first of my crop reviews for the year. We're coming to the last day today of summer, February 28, 2025. These are the beans. No, not the only beans. I've got several types of beans here, so we'll go through them individually. This is Scarlet Runner, so that will come back. It's a perennial. Purple pole bean. I believe the next best ones you can probably see over here. That's green pole bean, and you have the Romano flat beans there. So we've got quite a few, and I grew a whole heap over there. What did we learn about beans? Well, I'll start with the Romano flat beans. It's not a bad bean. However, I find that it discoloured easily. Its pale colour meant that it picked up strange colorations, damage quite easily that you could see, and that obviously puts people off buying the bean. So as a bean for sale, it's not that great. The other thing about it as a bean for sale is these things get long. I mean really long. And so they make huge bundles, which limits how many you can actually get. So I'm not going to bother growing this one again next year. These ones are gone. The purple beans. Purple beans are awesome. They are my favourite, beyond a doubt. The thing about the purple beans is that they stand out. So it is a lot harder to miss them. They also seem to be less inclined to get damaged. They're sweet. They're tender, even when they're quite large beans, and you can see the beans inside. They're quite an easily edible bean, and you can pick them easy because they stand out against the green, whereas green ones you can miss quite a lot. So purple beans, definitely going to keep them. Let's come on down. Here's a few that I'm growing out to seed, because then they'll be acclimatized to my conditions. Green bean. It is nowhere near as productive as the purple bean. I will probably grow it next year and try it again. But I noticed that the purple bean per plant seemed to outcompete the green bean. For whatever reason that was, I don't know. Still a good bean. Got a couple of seed ones here now, look at that. But yeah, not as good as the purple. Worth growing next year, absolutely. And the Scarlet Runners, well, I didn't have a lot of success with Scarlet Runners this year. I had some good beans early on. But then after a while, the beans I tended to look more like that. Shorter, curly. Now that could have been to do with the fact we've been in a drought, and despite trying to water, this is just an incredibly difficult thing to keep up with, watering beans, especially when you have to have weed mat down because, well, the couch grass is just out of control. So these beans weren't as easy at all to sell, curled up like that. Good thing about them, I guess, is I've been led to believe they will just come away next year and grow by itself. I won't need to reseed it. Bad thing about that is I can't grow peas in the interim over the winter. So here's my thoughts at the end of the season. We grew far too many of these Romano beans, so we're not going to bother with that next year. They tended to all come away at the same time, so there was a massive glut of beans. Whereas the purple ones and the green ones and the runners kept producing more consistently. So the Romano beans are more of a one and done in my experience. They get the damage, not so great. Scarlet runners, not particularly productive in my experience. Now that could be due to conditions, like I said. Still, I think maybe worth giving another go next year. Purple beans, definitely worth growing, and will continue to be a thing I grow. My favourite bean. And green beans are a great complement to that, though they're not as good, and that might again be something to do with the amount of water they got. So we're going to improve the watering system. We've got a single line here that's sprayed water somewhat haphazardly between the two. I'm going to replace that with a double line that's a drip irrigation, soaker hose kind of situation, so that it will go down both right directly into the holes and feed them directly from that, and also allow us to put in some amendments like compost tea and fish hydrolysate. And that's my review on beans for the year of season for the summer of 24-25. This land will now be mostly pulled back up. There will be peas planted in here, as they are more cold tolerant, and we'll be able to ride the shoulder of the season hopefully. And then we'll leave it fallow for winter, and it'll be back into production again come spring. Alright, so until next time, you get out what you put in, so put in what you can. I'll catch you later. Bye.